Sup guys, Jordan here. Today we're going to be going through a brand new advertisement strategy that I've been using over the last 30 days. It's a hybrid between Facebook ads and Snapchat ads. Now if you use this, you will literally be able to reach up to 8 times more people for the exact same advertisement spend. So if you're an agency owner or a business owner looking to get ROI online, you're not going to want to miss this one. But before we get into this video, please do make sure you're subscribed with your notification bell turned on, and let's get started with the video. Okay, so I'm going to waste no time today. We're going to jump straight into this strategy, but to do that, we need to go onto the map. So let's get onto here. Right, so if you don't know me, my name's Jordan Platten. I'm the owner of Affluent.co. We're a multi-service digital marketing agency here in the UK. We've literally generated millions for companies in new revenue all over the globe, so it's safe to say I know a thing or two when it comes to digital advertisement. Now, we were recently doing a study on CPMs and the increase of CPMs over the last couple of years. And CPM, if you don't know, is the term for reaching 1,000 people. So a cost for CPM is the cost to reach 1,000 people in your target audience. Now, in 2017, this used to be $3.73 to reach 1,000 people on average on social media advertisement. Coming to the end of 2019, this increased to $7, okay? So it's almost doubled in a couple of short years. Now, Q1 and Q2 2020, this has started to decrease again. This is because of the global climate and everything that's gone on this year. Many companies have been forced to shut down, and as terrible as that is, it means that less people are spending money on social media advertisement, which means it's cheaper for everybody else. But when the global climate recovers and goes back to what we could call normal, if it ever does, these CPMs are going to start increasing again. That's something we need to anticipate. But it's not something to be worried about. It's not something to be alarmed about, because in the grand scheme of things, social media ads are still incredibly cheap compared to absolutely everything else out there. And this is also increasing with inflation. But it just spiked this kind of thought process within us in the agency recently that maybe we should be trying out smaller advertisement platforms than the ones which are so obviously used, such as Facebook and Google. And so we've been doing a lot of work with Snapchat. We're also doing a bit of testing with TikTok. And what we've noticed is the CPMs, the cost to reach 1,000 people on those alternative platforms, are incredibly less than the likes of Facebook and Google. And so I had this idea for a strategy where we could drive all our cold traffic to our client's website through the likes of Snapchat and retarget that traffic through Facebook, and therefore we'd be able to reach more people for pretty much the same amount of budget. So we tested it out, and I want to show you guys the results. Okay, so this is the Snapchat advertisement platform. I've zoomed right in so you can see everything right now, so hopefully you can read this. And this is one of our very, very new clients. Kind of goes against all of the things I tell you to look out for in an agency client, because they are a startup e-commerce clothing brand, but they are the sister company of one of our existing clients who we're getting really great results for. They're also huge influencers with over 1 million followers on Instagram each, and so it was a no-brainer for us. They have all the backbones to make sure this business is going to be successful. Also, of course, they are an existing client, so we kind of need to take them on. And we wanted to test out this new strategy with them. There's a small budget, very small budget of $1,000 or £1,000 per month, and we split this around 50-50 Facebook and Snapchat. Now, you can see these are pretty much all cold audiences apart from this one here, but they're lookalike audiences from an existing email list that we had from these guys, and there's a couple of interest-based audiences here as well. Now, one of the biggest misconceptions about Snapchat is that it's just kids, and that couldn't be further from the truth, because you can just target people's ages. If you want to eliminate the younger generation, then just target people 20 plus or whatever. You can target people by their age, by their interests. It's a very, very complex advertisement. I say complex. It's a very sophisticated advertisement platform, just like Facebook, just like Google, just like YouTube. And so there are loads of targeting capabilities. Now, we spent £458 on this. We reached 300,000 people, which is a ton of people for that budget. Anybody who's an advertiser will know that. And we got a 1.45, so £1.45 average CPM, which is amazing, because the global average, even right now, considering the climate and everything, is $4, right? So we're 3 times cheaper than that, and even 4 or 5 times cheaper than what it really should be if we didn't have this kind of the issues that we've had in 2020. So really, really great start. Tons of people reached, and also tons of people converted. So we had 1,913 swipe ups, which is visitors to this company's website, which is absolutely huge. So we got a ton of front end conversions from these guys, a ton of sales from this cold stuff, and now we've also got a bunch of retargeting traffic that we can retarget on Facebook. So hugely, hugely successful on this end, but we didn't really know how this was going to convert on Facebook. And so if I take you over to the Facebook campaign here, We spent, I think it was around 400, where have we spent? We spent just under 400, why can't I scroll across here? I think the page is frozen. Okay, well, we spent around £497, well, that's for 497 or 397, returned £1,830. This is just from the Facebook stuff, which is a very, very modest return, and that's 5 times ROAS. Now, 5 times ROAS, that means for every pound that this client has spent, they've had 5 times back. That's just off Facebook, not considering Snapchat as well. That would bump those figures up too. 5 times ROAS for the first month, or the second month, I think this is, with a brand new client, is absolutely massive for a startup, right? This is a startup company. You should not be expecting to profit until like 3, 4, 5 months in. And so that's absolutely huge. And that is no doubt because of the CPMs. Now, if we look at the CPMs on Facebook, it's £2.46. So it's an extra £1 per reaching every 1,000 person, which is a lot of money in the grand scheme of things. Now, if I refresh this page, because I don't know why this is frozen on me, I just want to show you another one of our clients' pages. Let me just get this back up. Okay, so this is another one of our client ad accounts. You can see here we've returned £13,000 for them this month with a 9 times ROAS. For every £1 they've spent, we've got them 9 back. And we actually spent £8 here on the CPM. So to reach 1,000 people, we're spending on average £8, which is almost 8 times the amount we've been spending on Snapchat. So there's so much scope for us to test a cold strategy on Snapchat and again, do the retargeting thing on Facebook. Now, you definitely still should be doing a lot of cold stuff on Facebook, and you definitely should not be turning off your ads which are already converting well on other platforms, okay? But all I'm saying is here, it makes sense to test out new strategies. It makes sense to test out new platforms. Now, it isn't always going to work on every single platform. In fact, let's go back to the camera right now because we don't need to see this anymore. It's not always going to be the fact, it's not always going to run true that other platforms are going to work for every single one of your clients. Some platforms will work, some platforms won't, and that's because of the different clientele using those platforms, but it's always worth testing out new strategies when you come to think of them, because if we didn't do this for this clothing brand, then I don't know that we would have got them 5, 6, 7 times ROAS on their first month. It may have taken us months to do that. And I'm very confident that as we continue to optimize these audiences and the adverts on Snapchat, for example, the CPMs will continue to drive down even lower, and therefore the conversion rates will increase even more. And this principle is the same that I teach in sales as well. I tell people in your outreach, don't just email, don't just cold call, don't just DM. You need to use a multi-platform strategy. And I think that as a marketer, it's our duty to try and test out new things and not just follow the norms when it comes to advertisement, because if we really want to get exceptional results, we need to do what maybe our client competitors aren't prepared to do. So that's the end of this video, guys. I hope you got a ton of value from this. And if you want to go test this strategy yourself, Snapchat have been so kind to provide a unique link which allows people to get free Snapchat ad credit. So if you spend $50, you get $150 free from Snapchat. And if you spend $500, they'll double your spend. So they'll give you $500 credited onto your account. The link is in the description and in the comments. So go test out that strategy, get those lower CPMs, retarget that traffic, and ultimately increase your conversion rates. Now, please do share this strategy with somebody else who you think will get value from it. Drop me down your comments below with any other ideas we can use to maybe hybrid different advertisement platforms. Let me know if you did enjoy this, first of all, because I don't really go through advert strategies on my channel. If you want me to create more strategy videos in the future, then I will, but I want to know that you enjoy it, so drop me down a comment because I'm blind about it. So yeah, that's the end of it, guys. I hope you have enjoyed it, and I'll speak to you all very, very soon. Cheers.